eso. En un cambio. No lo puede pedir botar el cambio, está bien, en un cambio. Con un chinchín de sal.
My peoples. My peoples. Listen, man. Before even doing this intro, I want to give a shout out. Agent 17, Clifton Dennis, Juan Ocasio, Underrated Will, Superman, and everybody else who tuned in and stuck around to wait for me. I really appreciate you, my peoples. I do this for you guys. Actually, today I thought about canceling. I've only done that once. And when I saw you guys waiting for me, I was like, nah, man. Nah. We got to get this boxing for breakfast, my peoples. Of course we do. There you have it. I'm Jay Smith. This is a brand new episode of Boxing for Breakfast, and we're going to talk this talk. Listen, get ready. Get ready for this trash talking. Get ready for this serious trash talking. Agent 17. What's the deal, my G? Bam, appreciate you dropping in. Alberto Caballero. Hey, dude, nice day. Peace. Salute. So, guys, 2 fights that we're going to kick this thing off with. Number 1, Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. And number 2, Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. In the words of, this is not a modern day poet. These are the words of Lamont Roach. Tank is a fucking duck. That's what he said. But let's unpack what is going on. What's happening, my peoples? By the way, it's 7:20 in the morning. Y'all already know what we're doing right now. Some of you guys just waking up. Some of you guys on your way to work. And some of us is having breakfast. So if you're having breakfast, enjoy it, my peoples. I know I'm about to. Oh. That's avocado from the tree in my house. Best avocado on earth. Agent 17 says, yes, sir, gotta have our daily dosage of boxing for breakfast, and you shall have it. You shall. Agent 17, Shakur versus Teo, gonna be good. But Tank versus Jake, it's a gimmick. It's an exhibition fight. For the people who saying that Jake Paul is gonna beat Tank Davis up because he's too big, bro, that's an exhibition fight. Tank probably already got the script before he agreed to the fight. Like, that's how many punches you're gonna land. That's how many punches Jake Paul's gonna land. You're gonna take a dive because we giving you 50 mils. So in the 3rd round, we're gonna act like he caught you and you're gonna drop, but you're gonna get up quick. They already got the script probably. Rasheed White, good morning. Just wanted to speak on the Tank Jake Paul situation. Does it look good for boxing? I'm not fighting Roach, no, but you're gonna get 100 million. Are you really turning that down? So there's 2 different conversations to be had. There's a conversation about accomplishments and a conversation about money. So the notion that he's gonna turn that down, he didn't have to turn that down because he could have fought Lamont Roach and Jake Paul right after. But if Lamont Roach whooped his ass in the rematch, there won't be no turning that down because that back could disappear. So the reality is that they was not confident that they could beat Lamont Roach. It's almost like that's the pink elephant in the room. We all know it, but we skip right over it. Notice, my brother Rasheed White, how you're saying, is he turning that down? Why turn it down? Why he can't fight Lamont Roach and then get that 100 mils? Why not? if you look at it from Lamont Roach's perspective, that nigga got kneecapped. That was his opponent. That was his fight. His opponent, his fight, his payday. Went away to Jake Paul. How many years he been boxing? How many years he been training? How many years he been preparing for that moment? When it showed up, he whooped Tank Davis' ass. And what he get for it? Sent Tank into exhibition fights. Rasheed White, I only see that because all I know that deals like that don't come along often. And timing is everything. You have to seize the moment. Brother, but you're not looking at the story as it play out. You have to remember, Jake Paul himself revealed that he was going to have a rematch with Tank Davis. I mean, he was going to have a fight with Tank Davis, but they're going to wait till Tank rematch Lamont Roach, and afterwards, they're going to fight. That was the plan all along, my guy. So you keep wanting to skip the fact that Tank Davis ducked Lamont Roach because he could have fought him and that bag was going to be right there. Now, does he think he was going to lose? That was the plan, my brother. That's you're not seeing that the plan was a rematch and then Jake Paul. And they say, you know what? Forget the rematch. What happened? What caused Tank Davis to decide not to give Lamont Roach that rematch? Because, you know, you're seeing that perspective, but you're skipping over the fact that he had a rematch date set and everything. Why did he choose to not fight the rematch and Jake Paul after? What do you think? I think that he felt he was going to lose that fight. I predicted that Lamont Roach was going to whoop his ass in the rematch. That was my prediction. I anticipated a rematch. He pulls out. Yeah, take this into consideration. This has to be the first time. I've been following boxing for over 30 years. Over 30 years, my people. And in the time that I've been following boxing, I never seen a fighter walk away from a fight and the argument be that he's going to make a lot of money. I've never seen that. This is one of those things where when Tank Davis does it, people have to find a brand new angle for him to make an argument for him. Because we've never made that argument before. And look at this, Rasheed White. I want you to consider this. When Tank Davis ducked Boo Boo, we went crazy about it. We went ham on him. Like, that's your mandatory. You had to fight him, right? But right after that, he went to fight that Caleb dude, and he made about $35 million. So then I guess based on that logic, we should revisit and say, you know what? Canelo's not a duck because he made $35 million when he chose not to fight Boo Boo. But we didn't do that, right? We didn't take money into consideration. Now for Tank Davis, we're like, well, you know, he's making a lot of money, so it's okay to walk away from the guy that put the baits on him. The guy that he was gifted a draw against him. The only guy who put a blemish in that record, Lamont Roach. Come on. There's no... It's kind of like the whole Devin Haney-Shakur situation, where people want to say that Shakur Stevenson is the one who ducked Devin Haney because he didn't take the offer. There couldn't be a more false narrative than that one. Because Shakur enforced his mandatory, took him the purse bid, was trying to force the fight. And it was Devin Haney who vacated the title and absolutely left from the whole division and outside of Shakur's reach. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Devin Haney sent a 25% offer, and like a month later, he was already announcing that he was leaving the division. How real was that offer? Why you leaving the division, fam? Wham? Come on now. So the truth is, Devin Haney ducked Shakur blatantly. But people clinged on to the narrative of he gotta take the 25%. He gotta take the 25%. Motherfucker, you never seen a boxing contract in your whole life. And you talking about he should have took that contract. But I digress. Last warning, salute my brother. Bam. Now we're seeing the same thing. Tank Davis blatantly ducking Lamar Roach, and people want to make an argument based off of the amount of money that he made. Cool, he's making a lot of money. He's still ducking. That's what we have to accept. He making a lot of money. Yes, still a duck. It doesn't change it. It doesn't change it at all. Everybody look at it like this, my peoples. In boxing, and this is what's funny about the whole Tank Davis situation. The same people who say stuff like, in arguments with me, in argument in this very channel, who say stuff like, what are Terrence Crawford's legacy fights? What are the Hall of Famers that Shakur Stevenson beat? What are the top 10 pound for pound fighters that Teofimo Lopez beat? And then when it's Tank Davis, yo, but who Tank Davis? Nah, but Tank Davis is making a lot of money though. He's the cash cow. And he's putting butts in seats. And you know why I never understood that argument about money that people make? Because when Tank Davis get paid, I don't Google how much is in his bank account and enjoy the figures that I see there. I don't have any, like, I think that we have a good time talking about who's going to whoop whose ass. And Tank getting his ass whooped by Lamar Roach inside the ring. But y'all want to argue about money. Where's the entertainment value that you're getting from that? Age of 17. Tank doesn't want to challenge himself, and now made himself a big duck. That's it, he a duck. And I tell you what, because we can't confuse two different things, right? If you ask me about Tank Davis's abilities as a fighter, I'm going to tell you Tank is one of the best counter punchers in the game, one of the hardest punches, pound for pound. I'm going to tell you he's one of the fighters who has the best ring IQ. I'm going to tell you that, you know, the footwork is crazy. Combination, the punch placement. Tank Davis is a great fighter. Only problem is that he's refusing to step in the ring with other great fighters, like himself. Yo, you imagine? You imagine if it was Shakur Stevenson taking an exhibition fight for a lot of money? The same people would have had a field day. Respectfully, Rashid White, if it would have been Shakur on that same exhibition, you would have had a field day. You would have been like, he's a coward, he's a duck. You can't believe you're outraged. Shakur's ruining the sport of boxing. How can he do this? But it's Tank Davis, so you're like, damn, we would all take it. The perspective changes when it's Tank. Larry Irvin. Bro, all these fighters are just doing what's best for them. Let's be for real. I don't even like that Tank is doing this. But all of us gonna watch. And Jake is challenging fight, bro. You see, that's where you messed up. Your first paragraph, that was a good one. I respect it. But your second one, you say Jake is a challenge, bro. Tank might even get knocked out. You see, right there, you messed up, Larry Irving. You done fucked up. You messed up right there. You're aware, Larry, that it's an exhibition fight, right? You know that. You think Tank is gonna get knocked out in an exhibition fight? Okay. I'm gonna just ask you. When is the last time you saw a famous person get knocked out in an exhibition fight? Take your time. I'll wait. You're saying that a prize fighter in his prime is gonna get knocked out in an exhibition fight. When is the last time you saw anybody get knocked out in an exhibition fight? I'll wait, my guy. Take your time. Larry, I hate to tell you this, Larry. I hate to be the one to say it. But there's a possibility by now. Tank Davis already got the script. He know how many punches he's gonna throw, how many Jake Paul's gonna throw, what they're gonna do in each round. So, forget about that. Ain't nobody getting knocked out. That's not even realistic, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something that I want you guys to consider. Rashid White, no, without question, it's not a good look. I'm just saying, if we be honest, most people will take the bag. That is true. Most people will take the bag. But when you want to focus on more people taking the bag than the actual dunk that took place for him to take that bag. So if I don't mention it, you don't mention it. It's almost like the dunk becomes invisible. We all take on this narrative of everybody would have took the bag. Everybody would have took the bag. Then it's almost like the duck didn't exist. But it's not gonna go away. None of us are gonna forget the way that Tank Davis versus Lamar Roche played out. There's a reason why he took that knee. Turned his back. There's a reason why he was frustrated. There's a reason why Tank, right after the fight, said, yes, I want a rematch. Got his ass whooped. And right after that, you go fight Jake Paul. I like to mention Jahai Tucker. Tunnel vision. Taking this fight doesn't mean he isn't fighting Roach. That's wishful thinking, tunnel vision, but I'm going to tell you where's the problem with that statement. You like to always, as always, you like to make assumptions in Tank Davis' favor. But Tank Davis told you himself, he posted out of his own mouth, that he was either going to fight Pacquiao or move up to 140. Now he's going to fight Jake Paul, so obviously he's going to weigh more than 140. Do you think he's going to go back down to 135? Or are you suggesting that Lamar Roche, right after fighting at 130, moving up to 135 to whoop his ass, is not going to move up again to 140 to face him in that division? You don't make no sense, but you like to assume in Tank Davis's favor. He duck. Even if he fight him in 1 year, 10 years, he duck right now. You don't want to accept that tunnel vision. Y'all don't want to accept it. It's a duck. There's no getting around it. And what makes this interesting is how Tank Davis fans adjust their arguments based on where Tank is at in his career. If you go back 5, 6 years, Tank Davis fans was arguing he better than this guy, and he better than this guy, and he could beat this guy, and he better than that guy. Today, Tank Davis fans' argument is, nah, yo, he's making a lot of money though. It's an exhibition fight, and you know he's gonna make a lot of money. Anybody would have took it. But bro, that's it. You don't want to argue about legacy and career and who beat the pound for pound fighters. Yo, if you a Tank Davis fan, you better never, ever, ever talk to me about, yo, who that fighter beat, or what's that fighter legacy, or what are the Hall of Famers that fighters beat. You better never bring up no shit like that. When you sit there talking about, nah, yo, is that he don't gotta fight, you know, the guy that put the baits on him because he's gonna make a lot of money. Cool. I guess everybody who has made a lot of money wasn't actually ducking. Like, that is the point. That is the point, my people. When exactly the fans started to equate money to duck? When did that happen? I do not remember that ever in the sport of boxing. But again, if Tank duck, if Tank cherry pick, they formulate a whole brand new argument for him. Cause I want somebody in here, Larry Irving. You told me, Larry Irving, when is the last time that you said that a fighter didn't duck because he's gonna make a lot of money? Go ahead. So I understand all that. But my peoples, Tank Davis is making a lot of money, but he ducked. Why you guys can't admit it? Why you guys can't just take that L? Okay, he's gonna make a lot of money. We know this. He ducked. That doesn't change it. Jay Will, when Tank at 22 years KO undefeated Pedraza, I was like, man, this kid's going to beat the best for years to come. I didn't feel that way because Pedraza, I always thought he was a nobody. He was a... let me rephrase that because that's disrespectful and I don't want to do that. Pedraza was a good champion. When I say he was a nobody, what I was referring to is that he was never a pound-for-pound fighter. He was never, you know, somebody who you could say, yo, this is going to be one of the guys that's going to run the division. He was never that. In fact, after Tank beat him, he became a stepping stone. So he was Tank Davis's stepping stone, and he became the stepping stone for Keyshawn Davis and for a lot of other fighters who went and beat him up. But we take Pedraza and we build them up because Tank Davis beat him. Meanwhile, we take all of Terrence Crawford's opponents who are world champions and we tear them down. Nah, yo, he wasn't that good, and he was old, and he was washed, and he just wasn't... Come on, my people. Pedraza was a good fighter. Not a great fighter, a good one. How much credit do you give him? And look what you say, Jay Will. When Tank at 22 years old KO undefeated Pedraza. Bro, let me tell you. The overwhelming majority of fighters will be becoming world champions at that age and younger. So KOing Pedraza is not as big as you see it, bro. It's a good win. Hold on, I don't want to diminish it. But bro, by that age, Tito Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya, Evander Holyfield, Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, like, at that age, all of the great fighters was champions. You're not saying anything like Tank Davis was doing something spectacular that it hasn't been done. And the guy that he did it against wasn't exactly a great fighter. He got a good win that night. You got to respect it. He got a good win that night, but that wasn't a great win. That wasn't nothing spectacular. And we set the bar different for Tank Davis. Why? Because you ask other fighters, fight this guy, fight that guy. Look, the same people that say, Tank, Canelo needs to go fight Benavidez. Crawford needs to go fight this guy and that guy. Those are the same people who be like, nah, Tank is making a lot of money though. he could fight an exhibition because he's gonna make a lot of money. Listen, man, if every fan of boxing was like had that mentality, we will ruin the sport of boxing, B. We will run boxing into the ground, bro. If every boxing thought like that, like instead of us just wanting the best fights and just going after the best fights and debating about the best fights, if all boxing fans just focus on making a debate about, nah, but this guy's gonna make more money, and that guy should have made more money, if that's gonna be the debate, man, we running boxing to the ground. That's the difference between arguing boxing in the 90s and arguing boxing today. In the 90s, I was like, yo, with Mike Tyson fight Evander Holyfield, he gonna knock him out with that left hook and that right hook. And you was like, nah, Evander Holyfield gonna get on the inside on him. He not gonna let him move. He gonna put all type of hands on him. Right? Man, you wilding out. Mike Tyson with that leaping left hook is gonna knock him out. You hurt. We was arguing about what was going down inside the ring, my people. Wayne, afternoon from the UK. Just subscribe to the channel. Salute, my brother. Bam. We was actually arguing about boxing, about what was happening in the ring, about who was fighting who, about who was trying not to fight who. I remember we was going at Riddick Bowe because he chose not to fight Lennox Lewis. If you watch boxing long enough, Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe got history because they fought in the Olympics. And Lennox Lewis won by stoppage. It looked like Riddick Bowe could have continued fighting, but the ref stopped it. They got history. Now, Riddick Bowe became a world champion. Lennox Lewis is going to be the mandatory. Riddick Bowe decided not to fight him. We went at it. Damn, Bowe. We want this fight. Come on now. How you going to do us like that? Remember he put the belt in the garbage can? Boop. I was hurt. So you see, boxing fans, we wanted the fights. Damn, man. Social media got fans talking about, nah, because he's going to make a lot of money. And, you know, because he's going to make a lot of money, it's okay not to fight the guy that gave him the toughest fight of his entire career. We're not going to complain about it because he's going to make a lot of money. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Are y'all going to, like, Google the purse and be looking at all those zeros and have a good time with that shit? Why do you give a damn about how much money he making? Like, why would that be your main argument? Arguing about money. I don't give a damn about money. I never cared. All of these, yo, listen, most of these big name fighters are millionaires, my peoples. If there's a guy making 100 million in Tank Davis, and then there's another guy making 10 million, guess what? They both millionaires, and I'm not. I don't give a damn who's making the 100 mils and who's making the 10 mils. To me, it sounds goofy as hell to even make that a part of the conversation because they both live in mansions, they both got cars, they both got the type of shit that none of us can afford. Why are we arguing about it? That shit, I don't even get it. I don't even understand that argument. Technical death. Doug Davis was too scared to fight Loma and only wanted Lil Loma to retire. Damn, you see what I'm saying, though? You see what I'm saying? Lomachenko been trying to get that smoke for the last 5 years. My man tried to catch 37-year-old Lomachenko with 1 foot out the door. And I give salute to Vasil Lomachenko. You know why? Because he's a fighter who put himself in a position to retire when he wanted to retire. Why? Because Lomachenko is from a culture where he probably doesn't even own a single gold chain or a $50,000 watch, or, you know, he has nice things, but he's not part of a culture of consumption. You know, I'm pretty sure he don't got, you know, 3, 4 Ferraris and a couple of Lamborghinis and $5 million worth of jewelry, which he can have if he wanted to. He ain't got none of that shit. So what does that mean? He's handled his money a certain way That way he said, I'm out of here. The guy got generational wealth. He don't ever got to work a day in his life. He's never going to be broke. So he's not going to fall into the statistic of fighters who are already washed, but they blew their money. So now they got to come back and take one last pummeling to make a couple meals. He didn't have to do it. I guarantee you, if he was broke, we would have seen Lomachenko versus Tank Davis. 100%. But he not. He good. Financially, he good. So he don't need to do that to himself. Because even if he would have beat Tank Davis at that age, it would have still been a grueling fight. It would have been a tough fight that would have took a lot out of him. He would have had to take some nasty punishment. You saw with Devin Haney, when we watched it, a lot of us felt he won that fight. But to be honest, I watched the rematch and then kind of leaned towards Devin for landing the cleaner shots. Those counter shots, especially to the body, it's crazy. But it was a good fight. It was a close fight. Agent 17, Roach gonna whoop Martin. If Roach can go toe-to-toe with Tank and beat him, and Martin couldn't do much, Roach by 7th round KO. I don't think by stoppage, because Lamar Roach is not a big power puncher. So I don't think by stoppage, a guy like Martin can take a shot. I think it goes the distance, and it's going to go in Lamar's favor. JJ's in the house. Good morning, Jay Smith. I'm here. Hit the like button, everyone. Hell, damn, not even 20 likes, man. I've been giving y'all this straight up sweet science breakfast, man. And I can't even get 20 likes. Wicked. Technical death. I blame Ryan Garcia. He put Jake Paul into boxing. Nah. To be honest, Jake Paul was going to get into boxing with or without Ryan Garcia. He was going to get in because he had already been expressing interest with doing stuff with YouTubers and that kind of stuff. So it was going to happen. Jake Paul becoming a boxer is something that was bound to happen. The way that they crafted his career, business-wise, they were smart. They were very smart with the way that they put Jake Paul's career together. And look, now we have to acknowledge, my peoples, Jake Paul is a very important piece of women's boxing. He's a major player in the game. When it comes to women's boxing, Jake Paul, he signed a lot of championship caliber fighters, a lot of world champions. The roster over there is serious. I'm right here, right? Hold on, I'm about to finish. The roster at MVP Promotion is serious. Shit. John Parham in the building. Yo, salute John Parham. Bam. Technical death. I hate Haney and love Loma, but it was a close fight. I see it either way. That's the type of fight that could have gone either way, to be honest. It could have gone either way. It was very close. There was a lot of swing rounds. So, man, but honestly, watching it live, I felt like Lomachenko won it. Watching it live, I was like, damn, he pulled it off. I was even surprised when they said Devin won. So my peoples, what y'all think about Shakur Stevenson fighting Devin Haney? Shakur Stevenson fighting Teofimo Lopez. What you guys think about that fight? That is a very interesting fight, in my opinion. Shakur finally gets that opportunity to fight a name. Finally gets that shot. I haven't seen an official confirmation, but I'm hoping that's accurate, that they both already agreed, that they both already signed. So I'm hoping that we see like an official statement. But, man, that's a fight I want to see. It's a fight I want to see badly. Go get the money. Let's make it happen. Shakur beat Teo. Tunnel vision is not happening. I mean, I don't know for a fact that it's not happening because there's been a lot of conflicting reports. That's what I'm saying. There hasn't been an official announcement. Let's wait. What I've seen from the fighters on social media is that they're going back and forth, like it is, like they agreed. So let's see. Technical depth. Teo, kind of unpredictable, but Shakur clean with that defense. Jay Will. Then Jay Smith. Took my wrench again. Oh, shit. Hold on, man. What the fuck? Hold on. Nah, yo, I'm gonna have to change this phone, man. I didn't even touch the screen, bro. Should be wilding out. I think it's the cover, actually. Technical depth. I want to see Bivol fight better, BF, instead of aging him out. Listen, man, honestly, I wanted to see Bivol fight David Benavidez. I prefer that over a trilogy. Why? We already seen 24 rounds of Dimitri Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev. We needed to see the Mexican Monster versus Dimitri Bivol for Undisputed. That was a fight to make. Stacks Dinero. Who's the best heavyweight? Right now, Alexander Usyk. There's no getting around that. Celtic Warrior. Shakur wins 4th belt in 4 weight classes. Come on now. I think that would be 5th belt because he became a unified champ also. Jay Will, I swear, the Pedraza win wasn't that good. No, it was a good win. That's what I said. It was a good win. We don't act like it was a great one. Don't lie to yourself. Good win. Who the hell is talking about Pedraza? You know, it's like you frame as, wow. Who has ever spoken about, yo, that Pedraza dude, man, he can fight. You ever seen anybody bring up Pedraza, bro? He beat a dude that nobody brings up, that nobody talks about. So, come on. Let's not magnify that win, bro. Pedraza was a good fighter. Is a good fighter. Is a good champion. But you know damn well, Jay Will, that Pedraza's never been nowhere near, not in the same block, not in the same city, not in the same planet, not even in the same solar system as greatness. Don't do it to yourself, bro. He beat Pedraza, yo. You're going to say that's not a great win? And he was 22. Man, stop the cap. You know how many people won titles before 22? Stop the cap, Jay Will. Come on, bro. Okay, we're going to go right now. JJ's in the house. 19 likes. Let's go get more for Jay Smith. Man, that's... Yo, 19 likes, that was diabolical. But I see a few people decided to stop ducking that like button the same way Tank Davis is ducking Lamont Roach. And y'all trying to explain it away with money. Oh, he's making a lot of money, so that means that he's not ducking. No, he's ducking. Cool, he's making a lot of money, my people. You don't have to make that argument over and over that he's making a lot of money. Everybody knows that he's going to get a bag with Jake Paul. But he's still ducking. Come on, my people. Golden Rod, I sup, bro. Love the channel. Boom, salute, my J. I appreciate it. Jay Will, Abdullah Mason about to win a belt at 21. But that's what I'm talking about. Historically, Xander Sayas won a title at 20. And this dude my brother Jay Will talking about, nah, but Tank Davis beat undefeated Pedraza at 22. First of all, 22 is not too young. And second of all, Pedraza wasn't all that. What are you saying, Jay Will? What are you telling me? I could probably name 10 fighters off the top of my head that became world champion before 22. Off the top of my head, just like that. Start naming names. So, yes, he became a world champion, but why are you highlighting 22? Like, ooh. And you highlighting Pedraza. Undefeated Pedraza. Come on, Jay Will. Don't do it like that. John Parham. Tank ain't ducking. That money hit different. Now, if he doesn't fight Roach afterward, we can call it a duck. Well, Tank Davis said, I'll remind you, John Parham, out his own mouth, that he was either going to fight Manny Pacquiao or go to 140. Well, he's going to do an exhibition with Jake Paul, right? It's safe to say he's going to weigh way above 140. When he comes back, I promise you, it's a safe assumption to say that he's going to come back to the 140 division. Lamar Roach only made his debut against Tank when he whooped his ass in the 135 division. What are the odds that Lamar Roach moves up to 140 right away to fight Tank when he just got to 130? There's about 0% chance of that happening. Lamar Roach is going to stick around at 135. He's a reigning champion at 130, as a matter of fact. He's going to move up to no 140. And if Tank Davis ducked Lamar Roach right after the ass whooping, he's definitely going to duck him at 140. Now he's going to be like, nah, that's it. He over there, I'm over here. Do you, family? And the thing is, John Parham, at no point in time has Tank Davis said, I'm going to fight him next. He said, I'm going to go to 140. That's it. He left him in the background. Everything Tank Davis is doing is saying, I left you in the background. So when you say, if he don't fight Lamar Roach, then it's a duck, all you're doing is trying to delay the admitting that it's a duck. You delaying it, bro. You see the duck going on right now, but you delaying it. You like, let's give him a chance, because if he fight him after, it's not a duck. Bro, there's absolutely nothing out there to suggest that he's going to fight Lamar Roach. Nothing. So, wishful thinking, it's a duck, bro. It's a duck. Technical death. Tank rather fight his ex-girlfriend than Roach. Dang, that's a low blow. Celtic Warrior. Top Rank offered Teo $3 million at the time, 2018, to fight Loma. J. Smith. Floyd said he'd like Carmel Moulton versus Roach. Would you give Carmel a legit shot? Yes. I give Carmel a shot. He's going to be the underdog in that fight. Lamar Roach is a world champion, but I give him a shot. And you know why? Carmel Moulton is special. Carmel Moulton is going to do special things. Carmel Moulton is going to become a world champion. Carmel Moulton is going to make history. Carmel Moulton is going to become the face of boxing. So there you have it. Carmel is so special that he can upset the champion. And just look at the styles. Styles make fights, right? Carmel's going to have the serious edge in power. If he hurt Lamar Roach, he can stop him. Brutally. JJ's in the house. You can't delay duck season. When it's here, it's here. That's what I'm talking about. John Parham tried to delay the duck. Like, no, if afterwards he doesn't do it, then it's a duck. Nah, John. Right now, he had a date set to fight this month. He duck. Right now. It's Blue TV. Carmel can't beat no Roach. Right now. He will stop Moulton. Bro, look at Lamar Roach's knockout percentage. How you going to say you're going to stop Moulton when Carmel bigger and stronger and it's a knockout puncher? You could tell me that he'll outbox him if you believe that. And like I said, man, Lamar Roach is going to be the favorite to win that fight. It's not like I'm sitting here telling you that Carmel's going to wash him. He's the favorite. He's the world champion fighting the inexperienced young lion. But I'm telling you that Carmel is special enough that he can pull off the upset. That's all I'm telling you. JJ's in their house. He's 19 years old. It's Blue TV. So when Roach stopped Moulton, what's the excuse? I mean, I don't know. That fight is probably not even going to happen. So I don't know how you're bringing up excuses about a fight that's probably never happened. That's like me telling you, okay, well, Moulton knocked Lamont Roach out was going to be your excuse. Huh? How do I sit there and assume that what I think is going to happen already happened? Let's be for real, bro. Go the route. Anything's possible. That's a fact. Anything is definitely possible in boxing. Is Blue TV, hypothetically speaking, speaking, what would you say? So hypothetically speaking, I would say Lamont Roach is going to be the favorite. Is supposed to outbox Kermel based off of his experience and skills, but Kermel Moulton is special enough to where he can upset the champion. So if I give you percentages, I would say 60-40 in the champion's favor. But 40%, that's a lot of possibility that I'm giving to Kermel to upset the champion. John Parham, I think Roach will get Moulton. Moulton is too green. I mean, Kermel's green, you're right. He's still in that process of development. I think he can upset the champion. Now, would I risk it? Probably not. Probably not. I wouldn't put Kermel up against somebody up there right now. But if they want to do it, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't put him up there because I don't think he could win. I wouldn't put him up there because at 19 years old, I don't want him to have that type of pressure on him already. Okay. I'm going to change it right now. John Pound. Maybe Moulton and Martin. I think eventually we're going to see Kermel Moulton and Zaquin Moses. Those are the two that we're going to eventually see. Not anytime soon. Probably 6 years down the line. Something like that. And that's going to be a heck of a fight. That's going to be a heck of a fight. But again, my peoples, we got Tank Davis fighting Jake Paul in an exhibition show. And we got Shakur Stevenson trying to get that smoke with Teofimo Lopez. What happened with boxing fans when you start arguing about money and allowing fighters to duck because they making a lot of money? Damn. They done brainwash fans. Technical death. They trying to build Moses versus Moulton. Yeah, you already saw that they saw each other, had a little fun, trash talking and all that. And they got history. They fought in the amateurs, obviously. So that's gonna be a big fight. That's why I say, we'll see it like 5-6 years down the line. Maybe it might take even longer. You never know. It's Blue TV. Why wait 6 years? They can fight now. I mean, they can fight now, but that's not exactly how you build a fight by having kids fighting that young. Superman. Lately, he been missing all the good ones. John Parham. Who are going to watch Tank versus Jake? Nah, I think everybody's going to watch it. I think everybody's going to watch it. They're going to be, especially it's on Netflix. You already know what that means. The numbers are going to be crazy. It's Blue TV. So Shakur not taking money fighting Teo. Teo not a champ. Why Shakur don't unify with Jadier Herrera? I mean, you're asking me all these things about why Shakur doesn't do this or that. I don't know, my brother. I'm not in Shakur's camp. But you should be asking me why Tank Davis is fighting an exhibition fight instead of fighting the guy who whooped his ass in the last fight. That's what you really should be talking about. Underrated Will, back in the building. Bam. John Power, Moulton, and Mason will be fired. Carmel Moulton and Abdullah Mason. Whoa. That's a fight. That's a fight. Technical death. I'ma watch, but I'ma use streamies. Well, you know, that fire stick gonna be ready to go for that one. Blue TV. I'm just asking for your opinion. Hold on, let me go back. So Shakur not taking money fighting Tio and not champ. Why Shakur don't unify? I mean unifying with a guy whose name most people don't know. Damn if you will, damn if you don't. Guess what? Shakur unify with him. All the haters are gonna say, why he fighting that guy? He's a nobody. Nobody know him. They're gonna do the usual crap. The usual crap. The usual hate on every Shakur Stevenson opponent, but find an excuse to say why this is a good opponent for Tank. So you're asking me for my opinion, but I'm asking you for your opinion, brother. Why Tank Davis don't fight a single champion in the 135 division when he been in there all these years? But it's Blue TV, but Tank fought a guy no one knew, and they're all on his nuts now. Oh yeah, okay, I see. Oh, I see. You're a Tankomaniac. You're talking about they all on his nuts now. Jake is in the house. I'm not going to watch Tank and Jake Paul fight. I'm going to watch DuckTales with my grandkids. Look, bro, it's the reality of what's taking place is that we're accepting one of the most blatant duck in recent boxing history and using the money as an excuse. We've never seen this before. Nobody ever done this before. That's why every time I ask people, okay, let me ask you a question. When is the last time a fighter walked away from a fight and you said it wasn't a duck because there's a lot of money that he's going to make? When's the last time you did that? When's the last time you argued that? And nobody could answer that question because that was a brand new argument that people made up just to defend Tank Davis. Brand new argument. Come on, bro. It's Blue TV. Everyone on Roach nuts now. So you see Blue TV? That's how you can tell who's a Tankomaniac. Because you keep talking in terms of everyone. We're not talking about everyone. We're talking about you talking to me. I'm just one person. So why you telling me what everyone? You're the one saying that shit. Don't try to put what other people are saying and you make it yours. Everyone is saying, no. Everyone is not saying that. That's a lie. That's a lie. What you talking about? Everyone. So that's the thing. When you're a Tankomaniac, you talk in terms of everyone. And you try to talk for everybody else. Just say what you think. Talk for yourself, bro. I'm talking for myself. I'm telling you, Tank Davis a duck. Because he had an opponent that he was supposed to fight who whooped his ass and he walked away to go fight an exhibition fight. That's why he a duck. You see, I'm telling you why he's a duck. You're sitting over here telling me what everybody else think and what everybody else is calling and what everybody else is doing and why everybody else isn't doing this and that. Come on, baby. Come on. You gotta have a better argument than what everybody said and what everybody should do and what everybody was. Come on, baby. That's a whack ass argument, bro. You gotta come harder than that. That's weak. We already know. No matter what angle, this what you gotta understand is Blue TV. No matter what angle you spin on it, Tank Davis is a fucking duck. We all saw it. So you try to look for all these crazy angles, and you try to, oh well, no, because what happened is this and what. He's still a duck, bro. There's no getting around it. You could point at Shakur all you want. No, because Shakur. Tank Davis is a duck. That's it. That's the reality. You see, that's also how you could spot a tankomaniac. Tank Davis is ducking right now, and y'all talking about, no, but Canelo ducked Boo Boo years ago. I made a video about y'all, bro. Canelo ducked Boo Boo years ago. And Canelo ducked this person. And how about Shakur? Shakur, look at you now. Shakur ducked too. Y'all niggas talk about everything except Tank Davis ducking right now. This dude's about to fight an exhibition fight. At least those fighters that you want to mention, they went on to fight professional fighters. They went on to fight world champions. Tank Davis fighting Jake Paul, man. You want to talk about everything except that. Y'all got to stop the cap. Boxing on paper, do you think Keith Thurman can win one more world title before he's done? I'm going to tell you like this. Oh, now hold on. Jay Smith duck in the comments. Oh, shit, man. Hold on. Let me holler at you, my peoples. Let me holler at you. So is Keith Thurman, based on his last performance, it wasn't a high caliber opponent, but Keith Thurman looked real good, man. Looked sharp, strong, got a brutal stoppage. I think he got a title in him. If he stay focused, I think he got it. He could do it. Aroma sound. Roach had Tank ducking during the fight when he took the knee. Now he ducking by exhibition. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, I never seen a fighter duck and fans agree with him because he's making a lot of money. It's like, yo, what are you doing? Do you Google Tank Davis' purse? And do you Google his bank account information? And you have a good time with that? Because y'all seem to have a real good time talking about Tank Davis' money, bro. I don't understand that. I could never understand that, B. Real talk. Go get the money. We are taking the Martin versus Mason fight. My God. Yo, listen. If Abdullah Mason and Kermel Moulton was to fight, that would be a big, big fight that people would go crazy about. Having said that, that fight won't happen anytime soon. Abdullah Mason is about to become a world champion. And I already told you guys, Kermel Moulton is the type of fighter that they're going to make him earn it. He's not just going to go, yeah, let me get this title shot real quick. He's going to have to climb up the rankings, eventually become somebody's mandatory. They're going to have no choice. Either vacate that strap or fight Kermel. That's how you're going to become a champion. It's Blue TV. There's a rematch clause. If the fight doesn't happen, Tank will get consequences. Oh, damn. I'm going to have to help you out with that, it's Blue TV. Rematch clauses generally expire after a year. Why do you think Tank Davis is taking this exhibition fight at the end of the year? Guess what? By the time Tank Davis want to fight again, the rematch clause expired. So that also answers your question about whether or not Lamar Roach is getting step-aside money. No, that was actually a dumb tankomaniac who was spreading that out there. Lamar Roach does not get step-aside money because Tank Davis is fighting an exhibition. This is not a sanctioned fight. This is not a real fight, which is something that y'all want to act like y'all don't know. It's a fake fight. It's an exhibition. It's a show. So for him to do a show that is not sanctioned, he don't have to pay step-aside money. So guess what? By the time he's actually going to do a sanctioned fight, if he decides to next year, the rematch clause already expired. And to answer it directly to you, it's Blue TV. There will be no consequences for fighting somebody else after the rematch clause expired. There you have it. That's why I'm Jay Stradamus, by the way. And I'm the human algorithm. I can help you. Aroma sound. He even ducked Roach during the fight. That's a fact. It's Blue TV. Bro, like I said, no one in this chat passing up. Bro, like I said, Tankomaniacs is the only people arguing about money. Nobody in this chat care about no 100 million but you. We care about what happens inside the ring. That's the difference. You see the difference between boxing fans and casual boxing fans? Casual boxing fans argue about money. Real boxing fans argue about fights. So Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, if they fight, they giving fight fans what we want. Jake Paul and Tank Davis, They're gonna give you casuals and non-boxing fans and YouTubers what they like. It's two different audience. That's why you could sit there and argue about money. I don't know what's your amusement with money. I don't have an amusement. I'm sorry, bro, but you still talking about money. You need a break, bro. You need. We want to talk about boxing. You spent long enough, guy, talking about money. Take a break on the money, my people. No, none of us is millionaires. We look goofy as hell arguing about millions. Or you look goofy as hell arguing about millions. You need a break, fam. Giovanni Walker. What's up, Jay Smith? Salute. Bam. Superman. Break time. Bro. Like, how we just gonna be talking about money over here? This is Box Center. We talking about boxing. Y'all want to ruin the sport of boxing with money, and y'all want to ruin this channel too, just talking about money? Man, listen. I'm going to have to make a financial advice channel for y'all motherfuckers. So y'all could go to that channel and talk about money and talk about investments and who put in butts and seats. Go get the money. If this was the other way around, Roach would get smoked for not taking the rematch. Bro, just think about this. You imagine if it was Shakur Stevenson that was going to fight an exhibition with Jake Paul? Yo, these goofballs would have a field day. They would sit here talking about Shakur's ruining the sport of boxing. I don't care about a bag. It's about legacy. And what is he doing? People should boycott Shakur. But because it's Tank Davis, he's going to make a lot of money and we would all take it too. Get the fuck out of here. Crazy work, my people. It's just insane. Got my son over there watching Mickey Mouse. My peoples, y'all already know what this is, man. This is another episode. By the way, this is episode number 50 of Boxing for Breakfast. I want to give a shout out to everybody who has tuned in. Some of you, let me ask you guys a question. I'm gonna even get my receipt. I'm interested in knowing this, my peoples. So I hope every single one who's in the building right now can answer this question for me. I really would appreciate it. Check this out, my peoples. Right now, Boxing for Breakfast is on episode number 51. This is episode 51. Can you guys tell me how many episodes of Boxing for Breakfast have you seen? I know that there's some of you who've seen every single episode. And there's some of you who joined at episode 30, episode 40. Let me know, my peoples. How many episodes of Boxing for Breakfast have you seen? Or if you can remember, what episode of Boxing for Breakfast did you start watching? 20, 21, 22. Let me know, my peoples. And look, man, every time I talk about it, I say it. When it comes to this show, I didn't know the type of reaction that I was going to get. I didn't know if people was going to like it. You know, how people felt about a boxing show in the morning. And you guys see what it is, man. You guys see what it is. Giovanni Walker, episode 20. So that means, Giovanni, that you've seen 31 episodes of Boxing for Breakfast. After watching all those episodes, Giovanni Walker, if you could say what is your favorite part about Boxing for Breakfast, what would you say? John Parham, Superman. It's easy money, bro. I don't do it, but I can't tell a man how to get his. Your Green Thumb, episode 15. The same question for you, my brother. You've seen over 30 episodes of Boxing for Breakfast. What would you say is your favorite part? Agent 17, episode 32. John Parham been here from the start, from episode 1. Giovanni Walker, the boxing knowledge. I appreciate it, my brother. And just to say something about that, if you guys notice, regardless of, whether or not I'm trash talking, I'm having a good time, but I never bring up, conspiracies. I don't try to sell guys information that's false. I don't try to make stuff up just to knock people to make them look bad. I just give you my perspective every time out, and that's it. JJ Sendejas, my best is getting people the fuck out of here. Superman, Smith, I don't know which episode, but biased takes and the way you cook these golf balls. We about to go, Ryan. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when I cook people, you know, I wish I could feel bad, but I can't. I enjoy cooking you motherfuckers. Age of 17. Best part is the first thing in the morning and gets my day started right. You know it. Kick your day off with some boxing. John Parra, my favorite is seeing little man want his chocolate milk, which, by the way, I gotta go get his chocolate milk right now. He ain't having that. Giovanni Walker, do you think Stevenson is going to fight Lamont Roach next? If he doesn't if that fight with Teofimo Lopez doesn't work out, I do believe he will fight Lamont Roach. Put the beats on him and say, look, Tank Davis, this is why you ducking me, and this is why you ducked the rematch. And I'm going to just, look, in the words of a famous poet, well, he's not a famous poet, but he might as well have been. Tank Davis is a fucking duck. My peoples, I want to give a shout out, man, to everybody who tuned in this morning. Y'all already know what it is, man. This was a brand new episode of Boxing for Breakfast. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Remember that I'm posting a lot of videos, a lot of shows. You hear Ryan calling me in the background. I got to get out of here. Look at Ryan, my peoples. Ryan trying to get me out of here, so I'm going to have to do it. But again, my peoples, I appreciate everybody tuning in. And y'all know Jay Stradamus always give you the last words to get your day off right. You know it. Okay, let me get the keys. Y'all know, my peoples, I never leave you without giving you those last words of wisdom. So here we go. Hold on, I'm looking for my car keys. Y'all ready? JJ's in the house. I'm the poet. Where the hell my keys at, bro? Here are Jay Stradamus' words of wisdom for today. Just remember that at the end of the day, if you don't take care of you right, it's going to be real hard for you to take care of somebody else. Real hard. So take care of you, my people. Don't get so mixed up in trying to help or take care of somebody else that you're not doing for yourself. And I tell you this by experience. I myself have been in bad situations because I was trying to help somebody else. I was trying to do somebody else. Do for somebody else. Hold on. Because I was about to leave, right? But before I leave, I need to spend a few more minutes up in here. Because my brother Superman said Jay Smith ducked my comments today and yesterday. Had some fire for the golf balls. Hold on, my people. Because Boxing for Breakfast is also about you guys. It's also about what you guys got to say, whether or not you agree with me. But it's about you guys. So, therefore, even though I was about to pull out, I'm about to keep it moving for a few more minutes with you guys because I got to read some of your comments. I got to read some of what you got to say, my people. This show is about you. And by the way, man, everybody who's watched a bunch of episodes of Boxing for Breakfast, man, I really appreciate y'all. You guys make this show what it is. Superman. Smith, I don't know which episode, but on biased takes and the way you cook these goofballs. Let me go further back, man, because I missed a lot of comments today. Hold on. Hold on. Superman, yes. Tank is a duck. He ain't want that roach Smizoke. He ain't want that Smizoke, my G. JJ's in their house. That fight is just for entertainment purposes only. Of course. It's an exhibition. I don't know why people think that it's for real. It's not for real, my people. They'll probably already sent Tank Davis a script. Boxing on paper. I saw that Jake Paul videos promoting the circus fight, and they were asking people, who do you think wins? When it's an exhibition. Like, to me, that was the goofiest of the oofiest when people ask who's going to win that fight. Y'all not understanding what an exhibition is or something? What's going on? Giovanni Walker, what up, Jay Smith? Pa, 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 pa. Go get the money. If it was the other way around, Roach would get smoked for not taking the rematch, man. That was 100% facts. 100% facts. Technical depth. Bro, in timeout. Sometimes we got to do it like that. Aroma Sound. Even if Tank made $1 billion, we're not going to get $1 out of it. So his paycheck is none of our business. The fight is what matters. Like I said. And like the words of that poet known as Lamont Roach. Tank Davis is a fucking duck. That's it. We can't get away from the reality of what took place. And by the way, my peoples, let me take my brother JJ's and their house advice. Yo, I post videos and shorts every day. So I'm not just cooking live. I know you watch the live and you're like, God damn, this nigga really cooking out here. You gotta watch the shorts. If you watch them shorts and them videos, then you're gonna just start calling me Chef J at that point. So now it's gonna be J Smith, aka J Stradamus, aka the human algorithm, aka Chef J. Come on, my people. Come on, my people. Check them videos out. Hit that like button. Subscribe. All that good stuff. Yo, I'm about to get the hell out of here. But once again, I want to say one love to everybody, man. I really appreciate you guys. And you know, we headed for #1. That's just what it is. That's where we going, my peoples. Yo, this is Boxing for Breakfast. Another episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Jay Smith. I'm out of here, man.